It's time to bring the flower to life. We'll start by using the visual element on the right as a reference point. Head to the Animations tab, click on the Animation pane, and let's take a look at what's happening with the existing animations. It's quite simple, really. We start with Stage 1 on the screen. Then, as it fades out, Stage 2 fades in. Next, Stage 2 fades out, while Stage 3 fades in, completing the life cycle of the flower. To finish it off, the bubble wipes up from the bottom, adding a smooth final touch. Let's try to recreate that. But first, let's hide the reference flower to keep our workspace clean. Head to the Home tab, click Arrange, then open the Selection pane. To keep things organized, select all the elements on the right, drag them down in the layer list, and then click the eye icon to hide them. This way, we can focus on our own animation without distractions. You might notice that our bubble is not in a group. If we were to apply the bubble effect now, we would have to add an animation to each bubble part separately. However, if we group them together, the animation will affect all three objects at the same time, making it much easier to manage. So, let's select all three bubble parts, right-click, and group them together. Don't forget to rename the group. Okay, moving on. Let's now apply a fade-out animation to Stage 1 and Stage 2. Select both elements, head to the Animations tab, click Add Animation, and choose Fade Out. Do the same process for Stage 2 and Stage 3, but this time, select Fade In instead of Fade Out. Head to the Animation pane, and let's take a look at the order and timing of our animations. Let's start by ensuring that Stage 1 fades out automatically. Right-click on the Stage 1 Fade Out animation in the Animation pane and select Start After Previous. This should make it start at 0 seconds. You can hover over the red or green icon box in the Animation pane to see exactly when the animation starts. Why did it start after 6.5 seconds? This happens because we already have some animations, but they're from the visual element we just hit a moment ago. Let's unhide them, take a look, and see what's affecting the timing. As expected, you can see that the other animations are still there, even though we hid them, and that affected our animations. So, let's start fresh on a new slide by copying our visual element to a separate slide where we can work on it without interference. Grab all the elements, and quick tip: if you use Ctrl+X, you can cut everything. Then paste it into a new slide using Ctrl+V. Let's finish the animations. Select all animations in the Animation pane, then increase the duration to 1.5 seconds. Drag the Stage 2 Fade In and place it right under Stage 1 Fade Out in the Animation pane. Right-click on Stage 2, Fade In the Animation pane, and select Start with Previous to ensure it plays automatically. Next, adjust the timing by giving Stage 1 Fade Out a 0.5 second delay and Stage 2 Fade In a 1.5 second delay. Then, set Stage 2 Fade Out to start after Previous so it flows seamlessly. Finally, give Stage 3 Fade In a 0.5 second delay to ensure a natural transition. Let's play the slide and see how the animation flows. Our plant pot seems to be moving on its own, swerving slightly. I don't think the pot for each stage is perfectly aligned. Let's go back to slide 1 and see why that version is working better. In the Selection pane, we can see that I have added a separate pot to keep it stable, avoiding the issue. Sometimes, you have to think outside the box to solve problems like this. Let's copy the pot from slide 1 and bring it back to slide 2 to fix the misalignment. Place the copied pot on top of the existing one, ensuring proper alignment. Then, hide it by clicking the eye icon in the selection pane. Now, we need to remove the pot from each of the 3 stages. Since these are vector images, we can alter each piece individually to separate the plant from the pot. The pot has 3 parts, and you can remove them in 2 ways. You can either click directly on the flower and select the pot pieces, or you can find them in the selection pane and hide or delete them from there. This will ensure that only the plant changes during the animation while the pot remains stable. With only the stems and leaves left, we can now unhide our pot group by clicking the eye icon in the selection pane. Now, the pot stays in place, and only the plant grows and changes during the animation. Let's check it out. Play the slide again and see the difference. Great. Now, all we need to do is animate the bubble. Select the bubble, then go to the Animations tab. Click Add Animation and choose Wipe. Set it to start after previous and give it a 1.5 second duration for a smooth effect. Now, let's play the slide one more time and see it all come together. Perfect. Well done. You can now delete slide 1 to keep everything clean. In the next session, we'll turn our animation into GIFs and bring it all together.